Guys, welcome to KorKorTryBus. Today we are trying out the all-new CRRC eD12 electric double-decker bus. Right now I'm waiting for bus service 118, which is where the bus will be deployed on. It's the CRRC eD12. Okay, so here's the inside of the CRRC eD12. See, there are very few seats. So here is the battery pack of the bus. Basically, here's the foldable seat. As the usual function, unfold, fold. The other seat is reduced, and let's climb onto the upper deck. So here's the upper deck of the bus. Here there are 3 seats on the upper deck. We're now going to sit down and enjoy the ride. So first impression of the bus is that I like the color of the poles. I love it reminds me of the Volvo B9TL WEG2. And the lower deck, I noticed it has a very few seats on the lower deck. Correct lah. Anyway, right up in front, there's a TV screen up in front showing the bus stops and destination. And in the front, you have charging ports, and then there's apparently a wireless charger. I don't know why is there a wireless charger. Maybe probably for MagSafe iPhones whatsoever. Very awkward. Anyway, so here's the bell. Know that later I will show you more of the lower deck, where once all the passengers have alighted from the bus. Apparently, since today is Friday, it's not so crowded lah. However, there are some students who are from Temasek Poly or IT College East. They'll be boarding bus 118. So bear in mind, during the peak hours, the bus will get fully crowded on the lower deck, which will kind of remind me of the time when my classmate Ryan Ong controlled where I sit and who I sit with on the bus, especially when I sat next to a girl on the bus. He will just tell me to sit somewhere else. Don't tell me not to sit next to a girl. Then I'll get really pissed off. That's why I was very traumatized to take bus service 55. Right. But anyway, since I already left him in history, I decided that, hey, why don't I change my perception of this bus? I was like, hey, wow, that's a very good idea, man. So I decided to take this CRRC eD12 to see whether I can change my perception of the bus ever since I left Ryan Ong in the history side. One thing I dislike about this CRRC eD12 is that the seat, right, is really hard. You can keep, it's like a skitaro sia. But anyway, that may be due to the specification of the bus lah. So maybe that's a small issue lah. But I would definitely want to have seats that are more comfortable in the future, so that I will actually relax on the bus for a long trip. That way it will feel more comfortable. The motor kind of sounds like my LG washing machine when accelerating. If you can hear the sound, it sounds like it was on the final wash cycle. Then this sound, right, it kind of makes me want to imitate the sound of the washing machine after it finishing the wash cycle. It's gonna be very hilarious if I'm going to do that. Once it reaches the bus terminal, I bet the driver switches off the bus, it will go ding 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 ding. Very nice touch is that the bell on this bus is a plastic casing, and then this transparent casing, right, has a braille here. You touch here, right, it's actually braille. So that's actually quite good for those who are visually impaired. Then they can actually see what they are touching. And also another nice touch is the poles that are actually yellow here, so they can see that there's a bell here. This is actually very good for those for the elderly. The strap handles remind me of the FTBCI.